Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. I am Karma Cashflow. Today we are talking all about email marketing, what it is, how to do it. I'm even going to show you the inside of ConvertKit, which is the email automation software that I use. And I'm going to actually walk you through how I would basically set up a typical welcome campaign and email automation sequence. So I hope that you are really interested in email marketing. You should be. And so today, that's what we're going to talk about. So let's get started. All right. So that intro went well. How's everybody doing today? Just real quick, let me go ahead and welcome some people in the house. Consultant Blind Guy, always a pleasure.
Bruh.
Let's see. We've got Ravens Video 1 in the house. Thank you for being here. MMM Tutorials. Is it Tutorials or is it MMM Tutorials? Sue in the house. How's it going, Sue? Thank you for being here. Gen Games. Is it? Where's the 99? Like, it's just Gen Games today. Thank you for being here as well. Rhino Dog 34 in the house. How's it going, my friend? I really appreciate you all showing me support and being here every day. Really, really, really appreciate it. Saw Salima in the house. How's it going, Salima? And then, of course, there is my wife, Beth, who is watching as well. Thank you, sweetie, for for watching me. I know you don't have to, but I appreciate your support, and I also appreciate you monitoring the stream as well. Real quick, a couple of Gen Games is saying I took it off the 99 part of the name. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, that's fine. But now I'm gonna miss it. Yeah. No, I'll be fine. Real quick, announcements. There's really not that many announcements. It just for all the people that have contacted me over on the Cashflow Army, for the beta test group, look out for an email coming at the end of this week for getting into the beta group for the Passive Income Success Path course and the membership, right? If you're interested in the beta group, all right, you can actually go to thecashflowarmy.com. Join. It's free. It's a free community of other like-minded entrepreneurs looking to build passive income online, and send me a private message telling me that you want to be in the beta group, and I will add your name to the list. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a website where it is essentially a wheel that has all your names in it, and it's going to choose the winner at random. So this is something that I decided to do because my good friend Pat Flynn also does the exact same thing when he's picking for giveaways and so forth. So I thought I would use it as well so that it makes it fair. I'm not out there choosing and maybe even being a little biased. I want to give everybody the same chances in order to get into the course. Now, for those people that are interested in the beta course is free. Okay, let me say that again. It is free. There is zero cost to be in the beta group. You will get access to my course, Passive Income Success Path course, and for the entire time of the beta test, which I have no idea how long that could be. It could be a week. It could be 6 months for all I know, right? But during the beta test of the course and the membership, you will have access to the membership as well for free. Now, if you want to remain, once we go live, open to the public, if you want to, remain a member of the course, there will be a cost to that, but it will be massively, massively discounted to you just for being in the beta group, like massively. Discounted. And of course, there will be zero cost of the actual course itself. You get to keep that absolutely free. Any updates that we have ongoing into the course, you will get access to that free of charge. And so it's going to be really, really awesome. So Rhino Dog 34 saying, I sent you a message to Cashflow app about the beta test. I did not receive that actually. Hold on, let me go check. Let me just make sure that that I got that. Yeah, I did not see that. I did not get that, Rhino Dog. Um, oh, hold on. Nope, I did. I did. I got it. It was buried. Sorry. I get so many things here that I sometimes lose it. But yes, your name is in there. It is in the list. So um, we'll see how that goes. So that's pretty much all the announcements that I have. In the section for what did I do yesterday, I didn't do squat yesterday. All right. I'll be perfectly honest. Well, I can't say that. I did work a little bit on client work. I actually went out with my client who's here in town, and we did talk a little bit about business. And then when I came home, I did do a little bit of client work, but really not much to really talk about. What we're trying to do is we're trying to implement an e-commerce system into the website. So we're trying to strategize the best ways to do that. We don't know whether we're going to go with WooCommerce or some other um, platform in order to sell merchandise. And the merchandise like we have here and either here or our facility in California. But we're looking to sell merch, and we're trying to find the best way to do that. So e-commerce for me is actually somewhat new. Like, print on demand stuff, not so new to me, but actual like stocking merchandise and shipping it out and all that stuff is actually quite kind of new to me. Maybe not new to some of you, but it's fairly new to me. Mostly what I've done online is all digital products and or services, and so doing this whole e-commerce thing, shipping products, all this stuff, very very new to me. Josh in the house, how's it going, Josh? Thanks for being here. Oh, let me take this off. Bloop. Also, if you do want to ask a question during this live stream, go ahead, throw that in the chat with the word question all in caps first. That way I can look out for it really easily, and I can go ahead and answer all of your questions. Let's see. Salima's asking a question, actually. How do we private message you? Please demonstrate. I don't want to demonstrate. No, I'm just kidding. Let me go ahead, bring up this here. Let me go over to this. Okay, so first thing first, let me go ahead and share my screen. So here you can see my screen. Now I'm going to turn this off. And here, if you go to the first thing I want you to do is go to edit profile, right? And when you go down to edit profile, scroll all the way to the bottom, and this button here where it says prevent members from messaging me should be to the left and turned off, right? If it's like this and it's activated, turn it off and click save changes. So what this button does, if it's turned on, is it doesn't allow anybody to contact you via private message. Also, if someone wants to contact you, they can't do it, and you can't contact anybody else as well. So make sure that this is turned off. Save those changes, and away you go. Then it's really really easy. You come up here, you go to private messages. You can view all messages. I'm not going to do that now. Go in there, create a new message, find the person that you want to message, or let me show you an even better way. Go down here to Cashflow Army, member search. Come on. Find the person that you want to message. All right. So let's say, I want to message Just Samson here, right? So I click on message under Just Samson, and it pops up, and I just type a message in, click send, and away it goes. So really, really easy to do. Nothing super difficult about that. But yes, send me a private message if you want to. Oh, and I just actually got a private message. This is from Maya saying that she's interested in the beta group. your name will be added to the list. Awesome. Um, but yeah, it's coming up fast. All right, the beta group is coming up fast. I recorded quite a few videos for the group the other day. I'm just right now in the middle of editing all that stuff, but it's going to be awesome. I promise you, it's going to be awesome. You're going to get so much value from the course and from the membership, especially. The membership, you're going to get hot seats. You're going to get weekly Q&A sessions and office hours. You're going to get private access to me where, I can discuss one-on-one with you, your business, how you can get off the ground quickly, answer all your questions personally, maybe about sensitive subjects, because this is what I want. I want results, right? I want you to have results as fast as humanly possible. Now, I'm not going to guarantee any results, right? That would be silly. But that's my ultimate goal, is to make sure that you have results. So I am going to try and do absolutely everything during this beta test to, every single person that's in the beta test to go ahead and get the results that you're looking for. So if your goal is to have this one income stream built out during this entire beta test, which that is the ultimate challenge, that's what we're going to do. All right. And I'm going to help you every step of the way, whether that be you want to create a course, or you want to create a membership, you want to do affiliate marketing, or a combination. That's what we're going to be focusing on. And we're going to really, really nail it out. So real quick, let me just go through here. Make sure that there's no more questions here. Let's see. Current cash flow wearing his favorite shirt today. This is not my favorite shirt. I just have like 300 of them. Exaggeration, but you get my point. Like I have a ridiculous amount of funnel hacker shirts. It was to the point where I was getting a new funnel hacker shirt delivered in the mail maybe once or twice a week for quite a while. So I have a lot. I threw away, when I moved here to Texas, I actually threw away a lot of funnel hacker shirts. I probably threw away like 20 funnel hacker shirts just because I had so many. And I probably kept about 10. Salim is asking, thanks for the demo. Messaged you. When is beta going to be decided? At the end of the month, actually the final day of the month. I am going to spin that wheel, pick my members, and those members will be getting a wheel. I will be doing actually a video of everything as well, so that you can see everything is fair. I'm not just going to use the wheel for myself. And then those names, I'll contact those. I'm actually going to show in the video me spinning the wheel and jotting down those names and welcoming those new members. Now, with the beta group, I'm only picking 9 people. That's it. Only 9 people will get into the beta group, right? 9 is my favorite number, so that's what I'm going to pick. I had thought about 3 or 6, but there's so many people that are contacting me. I was like, I need to open it up to a little bit more. So I'm going to have 9 people, and that's it. There will be no 10th person. All right. So once the names are picked, do not email me begging me to get in, because you're not going to get in. Just saying. All right. If you want a chance to get in, you better go over to thecashflowarmy.com, which is there, thecashflowarmy.com, and message me so that your name could get on that list. All right. So let's actually go ahead and get into what we're talking about today, which is email marketing. One of the first questions that I typically get when concerning email marketing, besides, what do I write, is how often should I be sending emails, right? My personal opinion is daily, right? You want to email your list every single day, especially for the first, 30 to 60 days that they're coming on board. So a person that is really interested in you, that signs up for your list. They want to hear what you want to say, what you have to say. They want to hear from you almost as much as humanly possible, right? If you're interested in, say, jujitsu like me, right? And I get an email, or I find someone that has an email list that talks about jujitsu, and it's exactly what I want to hear, then I don't want an email from him once a month, or even once a week. I want something that I can read every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. Like if, Grandmaster Rickson Gracie, who is the best person in jiu-jitsu ever in history, had an email list, and he was emailing 37 times a day, right? Every single day. I would read every single email, right? Because it's what I want. It's what I'm interested in. So people that tell me that, I can't email daily, people aren't going to want that. If people don't want to read your email every day, you're targeting the wrong people, right? If the people are on your list, they want to hear from you, they're going to read your emails every single day, right? I know this by looking at my stats. When I first started emailing, I was emailing like once a month, sometimes even once a quarter. I was terrible at it. And those were typically quite, I don't want to say spammy, but they were very promotional in nature. There was not a ton of content given, and not a lot of value. So I got involved with 2 people, specifically Ben Settle and Andre Chaperon, and they talked about emailing like all the time, every single day. And I couldn't do that, right? Not at first. It was a big mental shift for me. So going from emailing once a month, maybe even once a quarter, to daily, it didn't seem fathomable to me. So instead, I decided to do like bi-weekly. And when I did bi-weekly, I saw my numbers jump through the roof, all right? Whether that be in sales or whether that be in open rates, click-through rates, whatever. And then I went to weekly. And then finally, I mustered the courage to sit down and write a 30-day series of emails where when a person comes in, for 30 days, they would get an email every single day. And then after that, it would drip out weekly. And I just wanted to see what would happen. And I noticed, again, sales skyrocket, link clicks skyrocket, open rates skyrocket, compared to everything else that I was doing. So, if you are interested in a subject, you're going to want to get emails. I guarantee it. All right. It's what I would do. If like I said, if someone that I was interested, if Frank Kern had a daily email list that was, providing content and everything like that, I'd read every single one. And actually, Frank does send out a lot of emails, and I read every single one. A lot of them, they may not be providing, a ton of value. There is a little bit of value, but not a ton of value. A lot of it is, go watch this video that is going to, try to sell me on something, and that's fine. Promotional emails are fine. And Frank is a freaking master at it. And I read every single one because I want to see what he's doing, right? But I still read them. But yes, email daily. And another thing that emailing daily does is it sets you up as a leader, not just an expert, right? People pay attention to leaders. They also pay attention to subject matter experts, but you can have a book in the Amazon store and it doesn't mean squat. You can be the biggest expert on this particular subject, and it doesn't mean squat. If people don't know about you, you need attention, and leaders get attention. Experts don't get a lot of attention, and you need to be a leader. And that's one thing that daily emails set you up to be, is a leader, not just an expert. Josh saying, gotta run. I'll catch the replay. Take care, everyone. Take care, Josh. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you. Sue's got a question. Do you use theme days with your 30-day email plan? If you mean by, do I only write my 30 days of emails during the days that I'm supposed to be writing? Yes. So I only write, whether it be emails, sales letters, blog posts, whatever. I only write on my writing days. Um, if I have an idea for an email or a series of emails, or I have an idea for a sales letter or something like that, then I actually postpone that to the following week, to the next time that I'm supposed to write. It's just what works for me. You can, if you have an idea for an email, you can sit down, write. I do believe in batch processing. So you don't want to just sit and write an email every single day. All right. What I would recommend is sit down on Sundays, write 7 or 8 different emails. All right. You can pound them out there. And we're going to talk about, what to put in an email, how to write it, how it should be constructed, subject lines, and so forth here in a little bit. But batch process everything. All right. I highly recommend it. And if you have a writing day, you're using day theming and you have a writing day, do it all on that day. Everything in an email, how do I say this? Everything that happens to you can be put in an email, right? A lot of people have a problem with, I can't think of what to write in an email, right? They're lost for words as to, what to write. And there's never a point where you should be at that point, all right, of not being able to write. This whole writer's block, it's a myth, right? You can take anything and turn it into an email. I could literally be talking about coffee, how I'm so addicted to coffee, and turn that into an email, right? My emails aren't that long. They're typically on average about 300 to 400 words per email. Yes, I have written emails that are much longer. I've literally written 10,000 word emails just to see what happens. And because the subject matter called for it. My typical average email is about 300 to 400 words, and that's perfect for an email. And I could take the subject of I'm addicted to coffee and, tell a story about it in the email, and then put a tip in there about, how me being addicted to coffee saved, my business, right? Whatever. You can structure it however you like, and we're going to talk about structure here in a second, but you can turn anything into an email. So you shouldn't ever get to a point where you can't think of what to write. You go out on a walk, and like the other day, I guess it was about a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, I was taking my dog for a walk, and I saw a van on the side of the road, and a few people standing around, and I was like, okay, well, let me go see what's going on. And it was animal control picking up could be a 7-foot gigantic rattlesnake that was there, right? They picked it up with the tongs and they put it into a trash can. And I saw the guy, I got, over there when the guy was lifting it up, and he lifted it up. The tail was touching the ground and it was over his head, right? It was massive, and he was putting it into the bucket. I could somehow turn that into a story and relate it to whatever it is that I want to relate it to, right? It's just that little kind of twist, right? So everything is an email, right? And again, everything, my emails are 300 to 400 words. They don't have to be long. And you don't need copywriting skills either. I talked to someone the other day, and they were like, I can't write emails. I'm not a copywriter. I don't know anything about copywriting. And you don't have to, right? You just have to be able to write, all right? Whether that be writing on a keyboard, or you dictate into your phone and use a dictation software to put it into text. Whatever works for you, that's what you want to do. But you don't need copywriting skills. You don't need copywriting skills. But saying that, you should be getting better at copy as well. So you should be reading books on copywriting. You should be going through Gary Halbert newsletter online, reading all of his stuff, reading all of his newsletters to get better at copywriting. All right. I take almost an hour out of my day. When I wake up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And for the first hour, I'm either listening to something about copywriting, or storytelling. I listen to a lot of storytelling stuff, or I sit there and read a book on copywriting. All right. I'm always trying to improve my skills, and I think you need to as well. No matter what business you're in, e-commerce, selling courses, owning a flower shop, whatever it is, you can always benefit from learning more about copywriting. Salim was asking, how long does it take me to write one email? I would say, if I have an idea of what the email is going to be, then it literally might take me less than 10 minutes to write an email. It has taken me about a half an hour sometimes, depending on what that email is about, and how long it's going to be. But typically, 10 minutes at the most. When I first started writing daily emails, it probably took me about 20 minutes to write an email. It shouldn't take you long. The longer that it takes you, generally speaking, the longer it takes you to write an email, the worse that email is going to perform, right? It should just kind of flow out. And then maybe you do a little bit of editing afterwards to make sure it flows correctly. I generally read my emails out loud. So, I'll write the email, I'll read it out loud, and then I might, adjust certain things, change a keyword here or there. I do not give a crap about spelling and grammar. I really don't. One of the things that you really want to do with your emails is write like you talk. All right. So when I'm writing an email, warts and all, it's going in. However, I'm going to think out loud in my fingertips, onto that paper is what's going to come out. Right. And because I do that, it makes it easier for me to pound out an email. And I've literally done emails in like 3 or 4 minutes. Like, it does not take, and it should not take you long to write emails. It should take you just a few minutes, pound out, a few emails, 3 to 5 a day. Like, if you wrote 3 to 5 a day, strung them in a automation sequence, then you could pound out a 30-day, sequence in, just a few days. I've literally done 20, 30 emails. Let's see. I would say when I really go just all out with batch processing emails, and I'm, let's say, going to take the entire day to do emails, I could pound out 30 in a day, right? It's not hard, right? As long as I know what I'm going to be talking about per email. And sometimes that's a little complicated. You're trying to think, well, I have the story. How can I relate it to this? And that may take you, a minute or two to figure out, that kind of twist to make that point that you're wanting to make. But once you get that, you have that big idea, then it's just the writing comes. And like I said, you could just dictate it into your phone. Or if you're like me, I type really fast. I type about 120 words a minute. I just pound it out on my keyboard, and I prefer that personally. So if that answers your question. Question: Do you batch emails or write them every day and send? Nope, I batch them typically. There are random times where I will do that, but what I would be doing if I'm going to write an email today and send that out today, it's going to be as a broadcast, not as a automation in a sequence somewhere, but it'll be a broadcast, and I'm doing it to test the subject matter. I'm doing it to test the subject line. There's a lot of testing behind it mentally, and that's the only time I really would write them today and send them out, or write them today and send them out tomorrow. Typically, I'm going to just batch process everything. That's me. That's what works for me, and I think that's what works best, honestly. Let's see. Okay. So where was I? Most important part of an email. All right. What do you think? Put in the comments right now. I'm going to give you a minute. What you think the most important part of an email is. All right. I know that there's a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to ask this question and wait a minute so that you can give me your thoughts. What do you think is the most important part of an email? And while you're doing that, I'm going to go through here, see if there's any other questions. Salim was asking, do you use nurture emails when someone subscribes initially? We're going to talk about that here in a second. Salima says the subject line. Who else has a okay? Sue's also saying subject line. Anybody else? Jen Games, subject line. All right, so everybody's thinking that it's a subject line, and it's not. All right, the subject line is actually kind of number two. Right, the number one part of an email is the who's it from. Right, the from line. All right, where it says like my name, Karma Cash Flow. Right, that's the most important part of it, because once you're the people are on your list and they know you, right? All they have to do is see your name. They don't give a crap about your subject line, right? They see your name. They like, oh, wow, well, I'm getting something from Karma. Let me click on it, see what's going on, right? They don't care about the subject line. So therefore, it's not the most important thing. The from line is the most important part. Subject line is number two. Now, subject line is number one when it's people that are just initially getting on board that don't know who you are really. They're just walking through your email campaign. Then it's the most important part. But generally speaking, the subject line is actually the second most important part, right? And we're going to talk about subject lines here in a second. But like I said, and I've questioned a lot of my lists from time to time in all my businesses, and most of them, they don't care what that subject line is. If they see my name, and I recommend it being your name versus like a company. Like Karma Cash Flow, my first name is Karma. It really is Karma. So Karma Cash Flow is not so bad, but you don't want it like Putnam Investments, or something like that. It should be coming from your name, right? People want to relate to you, not your company, right? So that's another thing. But once they know who you are, they don't care about the subject lines. I've written some really horrible subject lines just to see what would happen. And I wrote this one subject line. It was something like the red chair, right? Or something like that. And just terrible. It was utterly terrible. And I got like a 75% open rate from that because the people know who I am. Right, so subject lines don't matter in the end when it comes down to your list, people that know you. Jen Game saying, I guess that's what I do with Pat's emails. Yeah, if I get an email from Pat, I don't even look at the subject line. I don't care. Right, Pat sending an email. Bloop, I'm going to go into it, see what's going on. All right, and then I read everything. But to get it open, it doesn't matter to me. Yeah, Jen Games also saying, I don't even look at the subject. I just open it. See? Made my point right there. So let's talk about subject lines real quick, since we're kind of on that subject, right? First thing first, I rarely split test subject lines, right? If I do it, we're going to talk about how to do it here in a second in ConvertKit when I get into ConvertKit, but I rarely split test the subject line, all right? When I split test something, I split test a link click or a sale, right? Open rate, don't put food on the table. Sales do. So I don't really split test the open rates as much as someone might think. I used to split test a lot until I realized that no matter what it was, it didn't matter if the email is crap. Right. So that's what I really split test is the email itself. Is it making sales? Is it getting link clicks? And it doesn't matter if I'm not selling anything, right? If I have an email and it's like, hey, I found this video on someone else's channel, hey, Pat did this video on sales. Go check this out. It's really amazing, especially at this point at minute mark, 10 minutes and 32 seconds in, you're going to love it, whatever, right? And a link, right? Well, I want to see how that does, right? Is that link getting clicked? And if that link is not getting clicked, then there's an issue there with the email itself, right? But I don't really split test subject lines. But let's go through a couple of different subject lines, topics versus actually giving you just random subject lines. So the first type of subject line is the shock effect subject line, and you all should be writing this down, right? The shock effect subject line could be something like, talk dirty to me, Fred, right? Whatever that subscriber's name is. So in ConvertKit or Infusionsoft or whatever, you actually have the ability to put the subscriber's name in your subject line. So it would say like, talk dirty to me, comma, and then that field would be that subscriber's first name, and it would say their first name. So talk dirty to me, karma, right? Or I think about you in the shower, right? These are very shocking email subject lines. I don't recommend using them all the time. All right, this is something that you're going to want to use very sparingly, and it's to shock people out of their complacency. Right? You only want to use it once in a while. It's just to get it open, and you better pay it off fast. Right? So whatever that subject line is, I think about you in the shower. That very first sentence or two in the email itself better pay off that subject line. All right. So if it was, I think about you in the shower, it could be, that's the subject line, and said, I was thinking about you in the shower the other day when I realized that you might have this problem that I want to address. All right. Whatever. But you talk about it right away. Don't let it go until the very end of the email, or don't address it at all. All right. You don't want a clickbait type title that doesn't pay off, right? Pay it off extremely, extremely fast. And also, you're going to get negative feedback from it. I guarantee it. Not always, but a lot of times you will get negative feedback. So if you don't like negative feedback, or if you don't want negative feedback, don't use the shock effect subject line. All right. You don't want to do that because you will get negative feedback. I promise you. The one that I use the most is a curiosity subject line. All right. Curiosity is even more persuasive than self-interest itself. Everybody loves curiosity. And it could be something like how to profit from any email you write. Right. So it's like, oh, I can profit from anything I write in an email. Okay, let me see that, right? It sparks a little bit of curiosity, and it gets the open. Man gets 20 years in prison from selling own course. Here's how, right? Or here's why. That was actually something that I used a while ago, and that where it's man gets 20 years in prison for selling own course. Here's why. That got like an 86% open rate. Right. And that was actually part of my welcome campaign. And it did insane because it sparked curiosity. It's like, oh, this man went to prison for selling his own stuff. He created a course, and he's going to prison for it. I have to know how that happened. Right. Curiosity subject lines, they do extremely well, and you want to use them, and use them a lot. Hey, Martin's in the house. How's it going, Martin? Thanks for being here, my friend. Always a pleasure to have you. Aaron Waller in the house as well. Thank you guys for being here. Martin saying, just dropping in to say hello from the back of my ambulance. Catch up later. Good vibes. Dude, thank you so much. I guess good vibes is an emoji or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, thanks for being here, Martin. I really appreciate you. Hope everything is going well in your life. And don't forget to catch a replay, because this should provide you with at least a little bit of value. Aaron as well, thanks for being here, mate. Really, really appreciate you. So yeah, that's a curiosity subject line. The third type of subject line is a straight benefit subject line. This is where, you have a product and you just start, shouting benefits, not shouting, but giving benefits to it. So, it could be how to sell your course without an audience or an email list, right? That's a great benefit. Someone that has a course that may not have a big email list or an audience on YouTube or something like that, right? that it even sparks curiosity as well. How to sell your course without an audience or an email list, right? That's a huge benefit to people. So straight benefit subject line, really, really good subject line. The next type is the bizarre subject line. So Ben Settle once had one, and he called it "Phantom Pooping Prospects," right? And is one of the best email subject lines he's ever had. With like the most open rates, it was insane. And I put that down here because I thought it was hilarious, and it was a really good email. The one that I wrote once was eating rats on a red chair, right? It's just bizarre, right? And the story is about when I was in the Philippines. I saw this woman. She was eating, like, she had cooked rats, and she was eating rats on a, like, the chair that she was sitting on was a red chair, right? And it was kind of about that story, and how I took what happened during those events and used it into my business. But it's just a very weird and bizarre subject line, and it gets attention. So that's a different type of subject line. You can also use play on terms, phrases, and quotes. So one could be, you can lead an entrepreneur to knowledge, but you can't make him think, right? It's just a play on, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? And it works. Then you have the contrast subject line. So contrast subject line is like how not having an email list can help you sell more, right? It's just one that I just typed up real quick. Not saying it's the best subject line, but it's contrast to whatever it is, right? Everybody always thinks that you need to have a huge email list in order to sell a bunch of stuff. Well, just write a subject line that contradicts it. You can do play on books, songs, and movie titles. All right. 50 Shades of Karma. I actually stole this directly from Ben Settle because he did 50 Shades of Ben. And I did 50 Shades of Karma. And it's the whole, 50 Shades of Grey wordplay. I also did one of my highest open rate emails was Lord of the Links, which of course is Lord of the Rings, but Lord of the Links. And it talked about how to build backlinks. That it was just a massive winner for me. Got so many open rates. It was insane. And so, I recommend doing a lot of book, songs, and movie titles as well. TV and movie character subject lines, like Ben Settle had Skeletor's $1 billion marketing secret, right? I thought that was amazing. It was hilarious as well because I was a big He-Man, kid. Growing up, I loved He-Man. I had all the He-Man stuff, and I had Skeletor. I had Skeletor's castle, and all this stuff. So I was like, when I saw that, I was like, dude, that's just brilliant. And it got me to open. And then you have the challenging dogma subject line. So you take something that people think is a fact and just say the opposite, right? Like the case against email marketing. Everybody talks about email marketing and how brilliant it is. Well, make a case against it. And then, of course, you can mix and match all of these different subject lines. So you could take and mix curiosity with bizarre, or you can contrast, a TV and movie characters subject line and just mix and match and play with all these things. But these are the ones that I use. That's why I wrote them down. And they're not a lot. Again, the most one that I use the most is a curiosity subject line. And the one that I use the least, but I still use it, is the shock effect subject line. So those are just basic subject lines. But again, in the end, once a person is out of kind of the welcome campaign, they know who you are. Subject lines, they don't matter nowhere near as much. In the welcome campaign, when the person is first getting to know you, knowing who you are, what you're about, then it does, matter a little bit more. So let's talk a little bit about the email body copy. Email body copy, what you write in the emails. Again, it's I usually write about 300 to 400 emails. I write like I talk. It's not I'm not there to impress my English teacher or anything like that. And what I like about that, writing like you talk, is because it's personality driven. and you want to inject your personality into the emails. And it's interesting because uh, I find I have a better and greater personality when I write than in real life. In real life, I consider myself very boring. My wife has even said that I'm boring at times, but in my emails, I crack jokes, I make fun of things here and there. I just, in my opinion, I have a better personality, that's what people like, right? They want to see you, they want to know you, and if you inject, if you write like you talk, then you inject that personality. Everybody say hello to Jarvis. He's going crazy. Um, Another thing that you want to use in your emails are stories and like metaphors and so forth. I use stories for everything, right? Every single one of my emails is going to tell a story, all right, of some sort. The story might literally be a sentence or two, but there's still a story within every single email. And a lot of the times, the story makes up the bulk of the email. And the story is there in order to, one, make that connection and build that relationship with the person that I'm speaking with, and two, entertain, right? I do not believe in hard teaching in emails, all right? Hard teaching is not what you want to do in almost any email. Once in a while, fine. I would say probably 1 out of every 50 to 100 emails do some really hard teaching, right? But it's more infotainment than anything, right? People like to be entertained. Uh, you know, if you're doing all this hard teaching, then you're going to have a lot of fans, but you're not going to make a lot of sales. That cash register is not going to ring, right? And you'll attract a lot of freebie seekers, people that are only there, to get all the free information, but will never shell out a single dime for you. The only reason that we're building an email list in the first place is so that eventually a person will take out their wallet and provide something, right? They're going to buy our course. They're going to click on an affiliate link to purchase whatever it is that we recommended. That's literally the only reason to build an email list, right? If you don't want to sell anything, don't build an email list, all right? You're not building a business. A business is meant to sell stuff, right? A business is meant to make money. So with your email list, that's what it's for, all right? It's to build that relationship and provide value, but at the same time to make sales, all right? So I do not recommend hard teaching. It utilizes infotainment. People like to be entertained, so tell stories that are funny, that are maybe a little outlandish, provide a lot of drama, but also provide value at the same time. So we're giving tips and so forth on something, but don't hard teach. Tease a lot of stuff. People like to be teased. There's an entire industry around teasing people. And in the email, you can do a lot of teasing. You can talk about your market's problems, fears, desires, challenges, all of that stuff. But again, don't do any hard style teaching. Also provide inspirational emails. So I really like reading inspirational emails. Maybe it's a case study about this person took this person and changed their entire business or their life over something. This is how they did it. And it was really, really inspiring. I really like inspiring emails. It's actually one of the reasons why I like watching Tom Bilyeu at Impact Theory, is because I watch a lot of his YouTube videos. I listen to his podcast, and to me, it's always very inspiring, and people enjoy that. So real quick, I know that we're getting past some time now, and I'm gonna have to get going here in just a few minutes. But let me kind of show you how we're going to walk through things in ConvertKit. So first thing first, I use an acronym. Well, it's not really an acronym, just 3 letters, LSA. All right, when I'm designing a welcome campaign, email sequence, and so forth. L stands for lead form. The S stands for sequence, and the A stands for automation. This is the sequence that we're going to do things in. All right, so let me go over here to ConvertKit. Where's my screen share? Here we go. All right, this is just a demo account, one of our demo accounts. So the first thing that I'm going to do, L stands for lead form. So I need to create a lead form, some way that the person is going to be able to give me their contact information. All right, so right now I'm just going to create a form, and I'm going to do inline, and I'll just do the simple one. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this form. So I'm going to put, let's do welcome campaign test. All right. Let me move this over. All right. And there we go. All right. Welcome campaign test. All right. So here I have the person's name and email address. Always collect the name. All right. You may not utilize it in your emails, but still collect the names. All right. And then we're going to go over here, hit save, and boom, we have a form. We can do a lot of other stuff here. We can, change the domain. We can change the email that they're being sent to confirm. We can do a lot of stuff here. All right. Now, after that, we're going to go to our sequences. All right. So we had L, which stands for lead form. Now S stands for sequence. All right, so we're going to go over here to automations and click over here to sequences, and we're going to create a new sequence. All right, so we're going to name the sequence welcome campaign test, and then create a sequence. All right, when we create a sequence, the first thing you want to do in your sequence is you want to go over to the settings. All right, before you start putting any emails here. And you want to, figure out when we're going to send emails. For me, I send my emails between 6 and 8 o'clock. So I'll come in here, choose, 6 a.m. here. You can put in your time zone here if you want, whenever. And also, I have a few different email templates. All right. So I'm going to choose either text only, main template, test, whatever. All right. In this case, I'll just do test. If this email sequence is meant for subscribers to a certain tag or something like that, you can do that here. I usually leave this undone, and I click update sequence. Now I can go back to the content, and I can start writing my emails here. All right. For a welcome campaign, the first email, one thing that you want to do is you want to change this where it says after 1 day. You want it this to be 0 days so that they get it immediately. So the second that the person signs up, they will immediately get this email. They're not going to have to wait an entire day to get like a welcome email, right? We'll put in our subject line and then our email here, right? And then we can just continue to add emails. So we have, another email. This one comes 1 day after. I usually leave it at that. Then we create another one 1 day after that one, because again, we're emailing every single day. So this welcome campaign could have 7, 8, 9 emails. It could have 30 emails in it. I usually don't go over 30, but we'll just call it that this is the amount of emails that I have. And when we're done with this, let's say we're done with this email. One of the things that you want to make sure is that you click on active, right? That makes that email active. So when a person comes in, they actually start getting these emails, right? I'm just going to leave this as draft right now. All right. I'm going to click save all. And now we're done with our email sequence. So I just created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, look at that. 9 emails. Now, once we're done with our campaign, now we need the A, which stands for automation. So we're going to click back here. Actually, we can just come back here to automations. We're going to create a new automation. All right. Create an automation. When someone joins a form, this is what I'm going to use right now because we just created a form. So where did that go? Welcome campaign test. So now anybody that joins through that form that we just created is going to come into this email automation. And the first thing I might want to do is I might want to add a tag, right? So I'll just add a tag here just for demonstration purposes. All right. Or I might want to remove a tag or something like that. And then I want to throw them into that email sequence that we just did. All right. So let's see, email sequence right here. And I'm going to go find that email sequence. So welcome campaign test. Boom. And the second that a person comes in here, they're going to get this tag and they're going to go into that welcome sequence. All right. That welcome campaign sequence. After that, if I have a daily email sequence set up, then I would just go ahead and put that here where I'd add them to that sequence. And then away they would go to my daily email sequence. And that's really it. It's so super simple to design a welcome campaign because an automation, because we create a sequence, throw our emails in there, and then do an automation that puts them into those sequences in the order that we want them to do. And it's really that simple. That's basically all you need to get started with emails. So if you do have any questions, throw them in the chat so that I can answer them kind of quickly. I will need to get going here in just a few minutes, but let me see if there are any currently. Let's see. How would you attempt to make income when the government won't allow you to make a single cent without punishment? I would talk to an attorney about this. But one thing you could do is you could create a company. They can't stop you from owning a company, and then that company could be an LLC, it could be an S corp, whatever. Talk to your CPA and attorney about this, but you can create a company. That company can make all the money at once. So that's what I do. I would talk to an attorney first. I don't want to give you too much information on that because legalities. I'm not seeing any more questions in the chat. Good question. Salima's asking, do personal names get open first or business names too? Thought on biz names versus personal names as biz names. I personally believe that personal names will get open first. All right. I very, very rarely open up any email that has a business title. Right. If it's like I said, because I have a letter here, Putnam Investments, right? If I got something from Putnam Investments, I probably won't even open it. I'll just archive it, or delete it almost instantly. But if I got something, like Joe Willard, right? And I know about Joe, I subscribe to Joe's letter, then of course I'm going to open it. Even if it says like, Joe Willard from Putnam Investments or something like that, I'm more willing to do that than just Putnam Investments. So I hope that answers your question. I'm not seeing any more questions, so that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you being here, and I apologize for having to cut out a little bit early. Well, I'm actually 7 minutes over, but without answering any more questions, because I do have to get going. But I appreciate you all being here with me today. I will be here tomorrow, same time, same place, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Pacific, and I look forward to seeing you then, guys. So take care, everyone. Hope you have a fantastic day. Peace.